Greetings, viewers, and welcome to the final hours of 2020. Well, to you North American, South American viewers. To the rest of the world, happy 2021, because you've probably already had your countdown and done the celebration for New Year's. So today we're going to be doing my top 5 tools of 2020. This is something we started last year and going to continue through this year. So that said, let's get into the list and check out my top 5 favorite tools for 2020. All right, guys, starting off the list at number 1 favorite tool for 2020 is Mac Precision Torque Wrenches. Started off the collection, if I recall correctly, with this set here, which was the swivel head ratcheting combo wrenches. Then quickly jumped up to the big kit here. I believe it was a promo last December, and that gave you all the set, wrench set from 6 to 32 millimeter. I've since added the straight 15-degree offset reversible ratcheting wrenches back here. I've got the stubby ratcheting wrenches in SAE and metric. I've got the SAE set of this, which I believe is 1/4 inch to 1 1/4. To go with the metric set. Absolutely love them. I'm not a big fan of the fact that they are made in Taiwan. I do still prefer my Snap-on Flank Drive Plus wrenches to these, but these are still a great wrench. They are great for the price, especially if you can get them when the BOGO deal is going on. I know what's going on right now on the Mac Tools truck in this flyer. The price is higher than it was last year. I believe it was $3.99 last year for this setup, or $3.75. I think it's $4.25 this year. But yeah, these are really great wrenches. Haven't had any real complaints. The big thing I like about them is the comfort of them. The beam of the wrench is much fatter, thicker, and rounded over, and is very comfortable in your hands when pressing down on them, especially, you know, barehanded, not wearing any gloves with any padding. They just feel better using them than a Snap-on Flank Drive Plus wrench that is a lot more narrow and will kind of dig into your hand, especially if something's tight, if you've got to bump the wrench to knock something loose. The anti-slip little teeth that they got here in the open end, it is not as good as Snap-on Flank Drive Plus, but it does bite. It does work very well. They are a slight bit thicker in the open end, and the offset end is a little bit unique, how it's flat across the top here and then drops down back here, rather than the handle coming in at an offset between the ring for the box end. Using them this way on a fastener is a little bit awkward due to the fact that it's made that way. But other than that, no real complaints. Have really enjoyed them. Quality is good enough for something made in Taiwan. A lot of you in the comments rag on me for not liking non-US made tools, or non-Japanese made tools, or non-German made tools. You don't like me ragging on Chinese or Taiwanese tools. Well, sorry. You can not like it all you want, is my opinion. And you know, a lot of it is backed by fact and experience. So take it as you will. But like I said, I do enjoy working with them. I haven't had any major complaints using them. And, you know, I'm going to continue to use them. They're just a great, affordable wrench set that can be used professionally. And I do love one other thing, is these neat little holders they come in. Rather than coming in a flat tray or something that takes up a lot of space in a toolbox, you've got these neat little holders, is the best way to describe it, that you know, fold up and click in, where you can take your wrench set with you. You can throw it in a tool bag. A lot easier to transport around. You just flip them shut and go. It's a little bit different on the larger sizes because they're kind of corralled in and they don't flip shut, but still they're snapped in fairly close. They don't take up a ton of space this way, being that they're upright, and it's just a neat system. So that's number 1 on the list, Mac Tools Precision Torque Wrenches. So number 2 on my list of favorite tools for 2020 is the entire Koken Z-Series lineup. Now, I'm not got the entire lineup here. I just grabbed a couple of items from the lineup. to show you. Most of them are over in the Maximizer. We're on top of the Epic right now. But I have been using this stuff now. I believe the first Japanese tool haul was last November, last December late, when I ordered the $1,000 first batch of Koken tools. And I this year have found that I reached for them over my Snap-on stuff 99% of the time, just because of how much smaller, how much more compact the Koken tools are than the Snap-on tools. That is the main draw, is size. And nothing better to demonstrate that than the 1/4-inch Z-Series sockets, which I find I use more than anything else in what I own of Koken Z-Series. So a lot of people commented about the ratchets only being 36 tooth and how that was archaic and, you know, stuff of the past with all the major tool manufacturers, that they've moved on from the 36 tooth mechanisms since, you know, the 1980s, 1990s. But as I've said before, until you actually use the stuff, you just don't understand. It's not the 36 tooth mechanism that you're used to in old Snap-on, old Matco stuff. There's no comparison between the old 36 tooth stuff from the big tool truck brands compared to the Koken Z-Series stuff. Real quick, I just grabbed a T72 Snap-on again to show you the size difference between the T72 Snap-on and the Koken 2725Z, which is their standard length 1/4-inch drive. Just the size of the head, thickness, everything, just so much smaller than the tried and true old F80 Snap-on 3/8 ratchet versus the 3725Z, which is the standard length 3/8 Koken Z-Series ratchet. Again, that much more compact, that much thinner. I mean, that's all it comes down to, is size is everything, especially in modern vehicles. And, you know, when you can get something that's smaller and more compact and get in those areas that, you know, nothing else will, that's what wins the day. That's what's the better tool at the end of the day. Size matters. So, you know, really quickly, again, we've already looked at the differences in the socketry items, but shallow Koken Zeal 8 versus shallow Snap-on 1/4-inch 8. There's just no comparison in the size. It's almost half the size, if not exactly half the size. And sorry guys, I don't know why the camera will not focus right now, but yeah, night and day difference. Again, size is everything, so that's why the Koken Z-Series wins out. Coming in third on the list is Stahlwille Wrenches. I know it's a little weird to have two different sets of wrenches on the top 5 list, but I love Mac Precision Torque and I love Stahlwille for two very different reasons. So the Stahlwille wrenches, I basically started with the Stahlwille 20. I believe I bought those early on this year. I think it was about February or March. The Corona 23 series wrench I bought, I believe, at the end of the summer. And the Open Box 13 I've had for, I believe, 3 weeks now. I've barely got to use them other than just playing around before I shot the video the other day on the German tool haul from Hand Tools from Germany. So the reason I love the Stahlwille wrenches, one, the fit and finish is very, very fine on them. German engineering, what you'd expect from a company that's, you know, German. It's everything you'd expect, which is something you don't really get in the fit and finish of the Mac Precision Torque wrenches, being that they are Taiwanese and, you know, mass produced in a greater number than the Stahlwille. And the Stahlwilles are hand finished and checked and inspected more thoroughly, I believe, than the Taiwanese made precision torques. So Stahlwille makes very slim wrenches, which is another counterintuitive point to what I was saying I liked about the precision torques, about having the fat, chunky handle being more comfortable. So the Stahlwille wrenches They have somewhat of an I-beam construction. They're thin and concaved in the middle, but rounded over on the top, which makes them very thin, but also very strong. One great thing about this is just how thin they are. Places you can get these in that you can't get other wrenches in. These are thinner than flank drive wrenches from Snap-on. They're thinner than Mac Precision Torque. They're thinner than Mac Knuckle Savers. There's a lot of places these will fit in that you can't get other brands in without having to buy a quote-unquote slim fit wrench when talking about the combos. Now the Corona 23 wrench, the shallow double box end, really thoroughly enjoying those. As I said in the video about these, I purchased them after watching lots of repair videos from Japanese YouTubers, and it seems that this style of wrench is very popular in Japan, especially with KTC, Kyoto Tool Company, and Tone, which I was kind of debating back and forth between buying KTC, Tone, or Nepros versions of these, but settled on the Stahlwille because I really like Stahlwille wrenches. Then the Stahlwille 20s. Haven't really used them a lot. Haven't really used any of these a lot. As you can tell, they're basically all new. I've used these smaller sizes. I just grabbed the larger sizes because they show up better on camera. But these are a really great set for very cheap. I had a very cheap Pittsburgh Harbor Freight set that I bought in a pinch when doing struts one day, just due to the fact that I didn't have my pass-through socket set at that point, and I needed to get a strut, upper strut mount nut off without, you know, the spindle, not the spindle, the shock, the center part of the shock spinning. So these are great for that. They go in really deeply to get that nut, and you can put a socket on top and hold the top of the shock from turning as you take the nut loose. So that's basically where this set came from. There was another instance where I needed this. I believe I used these the other day on the Mac Tools truck, taking the bolts loose for the AC compressor. I believe one of the bolts at the rear of the compressor, the way it was situated, I couldn't get it through the back in the cab through the dog box. I had to go from the front, but the brake booster was right over top of it. Everything was kind of cramped in around the AC compressor. So the 15 mil Stahlwille was just the right height to get on that nut, yet it would clear the top of the AC compressor and allow me to get that one bolt off. Sorry, I said nut a minute ago, but it was a bolt. So, like I said, I haven't got a ton of use out of these. They're really a specialized wrench, but great to have. If I recall correctly, I think the set was like 60, 80 bucks from Hand Tools from Germany, although I bought these from Amazon Germany, but Hand Tools from Germany basically has the same price, if not better, and ships a lot faster than Amazon Germany does. Had some issues with Amazon Germany compared to Amazon Japan, which Amazon Japan is very fast. But neither here nor there. Number 3 on the list is the Stahlwille collection of wrenches. So moving on, number 4 on our list is Mac's R.B.R.T collection. This is not one particular R.B.R.T set, nor is this all the R.B.R.T sets I own, and nor have I used every single set, every single piece of these sets. I first purchased my first R.B.R.T Mac socket set. I believe it was very late 2018 or early 2019. Trying to get my dates right is a little bit hard after this year because 2020 has seemed like an eternity. But the R.B.R.T line Mac's rounded bolt removal technology, what R.B.R.T stands for, has saved me more than I can count in the last year and a half I've been using it. If I can think, honestly, pull a number up, I'd say probably 6 times, 5, 6 times, definitely has saved my bacon. But the whole lineup is just really great. I haven't really had an R.B.R.T not fastener, but tool yet that has not been useful. So what we have here is the Impact R.B.R.T hex set. This is 1/8 to 3/8 as well as 4 to 12 mil. We've got the R.B.R.T Super Stub star bit. I say star bit, but they're Torx, but Mac doesn't pay for the rights to use the Torx trademark, so they call them star drivers. Then we've got the super stubby hex, that's 3/8, 2 1/8, and 4 to 12 mil over here. And then the R.B.R.T extractors, or the foreign object removal extractors with the collar. We saw how they helped me immensely on getting that broken bolt out of the brake caliper bracket for the Mack Tools truck. I have used them several other times, and you know, they've been really great. They are some of the best extractors I've ever used when comparing them to, say, the old square drive extractors, the multi-spline extractors, the fluted extractors. These have been the best design, I think, of all of them. Just the fact that it's got the nice little removal collar on it, that in itself is just great thinking. So many times I've had to either toss an extractor or broken one off trying to get the fastener that I extracted off of that extractor. But again, several instances I've used these and they have saved my skin on Mercedes brake caliper bolt, on a GM older style brake caliper bolt, on Subaru timing cover bolts on the H6. These are great for those because they are notorious for rounding out. Also great for Subaru cam pulley bolts, another one that's notorious for rounding out, especially on the AVCS cam pulleys. These are a lifesaver. So again, number 4 is just the entire collection of R.B.R. tools from Mack, not just one particular set. As I said, I haven't run into one yet that hasn't performed as it should. They've all been great. And, you know, there's still a couple sets I might add, and waiting to see what else they'll come out with. So, yep, that's number 4 on our list. So last but certainly not least is number 5 on the list, and that is Time-Sert kits, just Time-Sert kits as a whole. This year was my first time using Time-Sert kits. In the past I had used helicoil kits, and Time-Sert kits are like the bee's knees when it comes to thread repair. I'm pretty sure and pretty confident in stating that they are the best system for repairing damaged threads. I've only got the one size kit right now, which is the one we used to fix that stripped out idler pulley on the timing set for the Forester EJ20 engine, but I will be buying further sets in the future that will round out my collection for what you see on a Subaru. If I recall correctly, this is an M10 by 1.25, and it is. So other than that, the M8 by 1.25 and M6 by 1 will basically cover every single bolt hole on a Subaru engine, and I will be investing in them shortly. I don't want to go out and rush and buy them because, like I said, these are a little bit pricey. The kits are about $100 per size. But once you get the kit, you're good. The only thing you've got consumable is your inserts. And thankfully, the inserts are very cheap. I think it's like 10 or 12 bucks for a 5-6 pack of them on Amazon. So they're very reasonable. Like I said, the upfront cost is in the kit. But, you know, there's nothing to compare. There's no comparison between the Time-Sert and the helicoil. You've got a solid steel machined insert. You know, it's a solid piece. And the install process with the correct drill bit, the correct tap, the chamfer to cut the seat for the insert to sit, and then the cold forging tool to install it. It's just head and shoulders better than a helicoil, which is nothing more than a glorified coil of wire with a tab you break off in the hole you drill out and tap. So hands down, better thread repair. One of my new favorite tools for thread repair. So number 5 on the list is Time-Sert. Time-Sert kits, they are a lifesaver for thread repair. All right, I gave it to you last year. I'm going to give it to you again. Secret item bonus round number 6. So I've only had this tool for a little over a month now. You know, I reviewed it in another video. But this has quickly become one of my new favorite M18 tools, the new Gen 2 mid-torque impact. 650 foot-pounds of torque, compact, super small head, the new tri-LEDs on it, the new power modes. It's just a phenomenal tool, and I love it. I haven't put it on really anything yet within, you know, the realm of reason that it hasn't taken off yet. I love it combined with one of these CP-HO30 batteries. You know, it takes the weight off the bottom of the tool, gets it into tighter areas, and you still get all that 650 foot-pound power with it. So again, haven't had it long term, haven't had enough usage out of it, honestly, but first impressions mean a lot, and this one really impressed me and has impressed me the little amount of time I've had it so far and used it. So bonus round number 6, top tool of 2020 is the new M18 Milwaukee Fuel mid-torque Gen 2 Impact in half-inch drive. All right, and that will do it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Happy New Year's to you. Leave a comment down below what you thought of my picks. What are some of your picks for your favorite tools of this year? Thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next video.